Hello students, welcome to Online Study for You, one-step solution for all your placement needs. In this video, I am going to share technical questions which were asked in slot 2 of 24th October in TCS NQT examinations. So I'll be discussing here some of the technical questions which were asked along with solutions. So you can comment your queries if any in the comment section. Also, we've also uploaded slot 1 technical questions along with coding questions and other than aptitude and reasoning questions which were asked in slot 1 and slot 2 both. So without wasting much time, let's move ahead. So in this video, as you can see, let me just take highlighter. Which argument is passed to F flush? Here I would like to tell you that F flush is used for clearing the buffer in the output stream, right? So what happens that among all these there is no actually neither stdi and neither std out nor std err are used, but Microsoft Visual Studio or some of these compilers uh, allows that is defined in their behavior that within flush stdin can be passed as parameter, or you can say argument. So for this question, STD, there is actually a doubt that should be work no parameter or stdin, because it's not allowed for everywhere. Microsoft Visual Studio allows it, but according to the discussion we had, so most probably that we have to mark stdin here. Now in this question, what will be the output for the below? Enter your answer only as numeral, maybe okay, numeral. So here, what the thing is like MCQ is not given. There is it's not a MCQ type question. Out of the 10 questions which you will getting, 2 or 3 questions will be FIB. I think 2 questions. Okay. So this is also one of those questions. What will happen that there will be a box will be given to you, and inside that you have to write your output. What you think the correct output would be. So coming to this question, what I would also like to tell you with the analysis we had in both slots, slot 1 and slot 2, is that although the questions are coming from Java or either C++ or Java, still the questions are framed in such a way that even those students who are not known about Java or not known about C++, only know about C language or only Python, even they, if they are knowing about the basic concepts, can solve these questions. Like if you look into this question, here you can see we are doing int x equals to 1 by 2. So what we will think the output will be 0.5, and then this condition will be true. 0.5 will be equal to 0.5 and x plus 1, that is 1.5 will be printed. But what will happen, since x is a integer data type variable, then when we do 1 by 2, only 0 will be saved in x, and when this comparison will be done, it would compare 0 equals to double equals to 0.5, which is false, and then system dot out dot println 0 into 2, that is 0 will be printed, nothing else. What is the name of the method that examines a particular data entity and determines what data elements need to be associated? So student, this question not needs any explanations. Most of the most of the questions, I think around 6 questions in both slots were like that, they could only be solved if you are knowing exact about those, like, right? Because in this question it's not no any program given, nothing related to C language also. Some questions are given from DBMS also, some from computer networking also, software engineering also. Like this question is from database management system, right? So here, what is written, examines a particular data entity and determines what data elements need to be associated. So this is determined and depicted perfectly through ER diagrams, that is entity relationship diagrams, which you must remember if you have learned database management system in your curriculum. Otherwise, these are questions which can't be actually explained so much, because these are like straight away answers. Now in this question, we can see here also, you will notice that it's there is no requirement of that you must be knowing Java or not. Only what you must know, that if there are several things you see inside this public class main, first you need to go in this where this void main is written, right? Firstly, you will go there, and when you go inside this, then everything will be very clear. Now here, if you are known about basics of hoops, then you will understand that we are creating an object here. Okay, main dot inner, an object is created. Inside this, what we are doing, of that class, we are calling this MSG function. Okay, so we will go inside this MSG function. Now it is asking that please print num plus plus. Now what will happen, as we know that since it is post increment, so as we know that if I equals to 5 is written, and if we write I plus plus, suppose we write j equals to I plus plus, then 5 is stored in j, and then I is then after that is incremented. So here also, firstly 30 will be printed, and then after num will become 31, but we are not using it after that, we are using before it. If it would have been written as plus plus num, that is pre-increment, then the answer would have been 31, but here 30 will be the answer, and after that num will become 31. In this question, select the correct code for opening a file for writing in binary mode. So here what you have to do, that you must be knowing about file handling in any language. If you are knowing file handling, then you will be able to crack this. So when we have to write in binary mode, what we have to use is this WB, right? So in for writing in binary mode, this is the correct specifier we use when we have to open a file for writing in binary mode. So this is also can't be explained because this is something exact, like straight away thing. You must be you would only able to crack this if you are knowing about some basics of file handling in any language, not specifically C or Java. Okay, so this was a big code is given, but don't afraid. As I told you, even if it's in Java, firstly what would you do? You will come here. You see public static void main is here. Okay, so you landed here. Okay, so you will see that, okay, again a object is being created of this main class, and then we are calling sort function. When we go here inside main class, we say there is a sort function, so we understood. Okay, okay, so this we have to do. Now what we understand, that an array is being created, new array list. I won't be going into deep because I'm trying to explain it in such a way that even those who don't know Java but still are known about programming concept will be able to understand it. So what will happen, that here an array is being created, new array list. Okay, then in array we are adding an element mango. Okay, we are adding another element, so where that element will be added, that element will be added obviously after that, not before it. So mango, and then the second element in this array, which is named as array list, is grapes. Okay, and then we are taking an iterator here. We don't know what we are doing here, what is this iterator will do, but we are knowing that what actual iterators do, that they will go for each elements. Now it is written that while iterator dot has next, it means in this list, until some element is by the time some element is present, please do this. So what we do is, we have to write iterator dot next system dot print iterator dot next, means we will print mango, then we will give a space, and then we will print grapes. So here output will be mango, grapes. Okay, now this question, what is the name of the method that examines a particular data entity and determines what data elements need to be associated with it? Again, a very same question. The answer is same, ER diagram, entity relationship diagram. And this question is from database management system. Again, you can see the question is same, so that you can relate it with it, that particular data entity that determines what data elements need to be associated with it. I would like to tell you what actually happens in ER diagram. In ER diagram, whatever project we have, we try to depict it whatever is happening, like how data is flowing. If customer is like typing is logging in, then where that data is going, or someone is purchasing something, then how that data is going, or if there is an address of someone, then what are other attributes it have. Like these things, like sub parts and how data is transferring, these things are uh, uh, represented very well in DBMS using this ER diagram called as entity relationship diagram. Okay, so here we have question that we can't overload which operator. What will happen that we don't know about this operator? First thing is that, okay, we don't know. Okay, I'm talking about your perspective. Here what we can understand, that plus we use in addition also, in strings also, like when we do some concatenation or something. Brackets also we use for that functions also, and then for the any mathematical operations when we do. This one also we use when we work with array, or then when we are working with some mathematical expressions, long expressions for that. So what we can do, that in this type of question we can go for odd one out. Here I won't be going in deep for what this one expression do, or how why it can't be overloaded. I'm telling in this way so that if some question comes similar to this one, then also we will able to crack this, and also those who are non from CSIT backgrounds. So this way, I am telling you how we'll be able to crack this. We did odd one out, and we understood that okay, this is something which can't, which initially we don't know what it does, but since we did odd one out, we know that these things have this overload capacity, but so means this won't be there. Means actually the answer would be this one. So I have actually did odd one out. That's why the cross. So you can cross this one, right, and just forget this one. Okay, so which of the following functions is used to accept strings with white spaces? So here the answer is getTest. GetS, because in scanf we actually use whatever the input user is given, not with the white spaces. Then get white spaces string, then we are going out of C in Java something. Get strings also not. So here the straight away answer would be getS functions. Here again, I would like to remind you that many questions are coming which are straight away, that means you will only able to reply or answer if you are already knowing it. So you can go for our some of the videos also which I had uploaded in past 2 weeks, because there I had discussed many such questions, not only related to programming logic, but these type of questions also, because here you understood that I think 7 questions we had till now. Out of 97 questions we had are of these type only straight away questions. Only 2 or 3 we encountered which were of programming or pseudocode type. Okay, this is an easy one. Which data structure is used to convert expression from one form to another form? So here, if you're knowing about these, even if you're knowing about basics of these data structures and the applications they have, then you must know that firstly, I would also help you in some revision also. So stack is first in last out, or last in first out, you can call it anything. Then linked list, in linked lists application is actually stack and queue. Queue, first in first out. Queue is used for scheduling. Scheduling means memory scheduling, CPU resource scheduling. Stack has an application of reversing the things, reversing strings, or redo, undo, and also conversion from infix to prefix or infix to postfix. So stack has this application. So answer would be, which data structure is used to convert expression from one form to another form? Answer would be stack. Okay. Before moving ahead, I want to tell you here about some material which we have especially prepared for you guys, so that you can do good in your test. So what you need to do only, you have to just search our YouTube channel name on Google, that is Online Study for You, and then going to this very first link.
Now friends, I will take you through the quiz contest. So friends, if you click on the quiz contest, then we have quiz here. Click on that, and then you can see TCS NQT 2021 special quiz. So friends, we have free quiz and then we have paid quiz. So friends, paid quiz, for 10 quiz we have just put the price 49 rupees. So friends, first you take the free quiz, and if you like, because we have already included SDLC and decision making, all these kind of problems, so you can go through the free quiz and then you can go for the paid quiz. So 10 quiz will be available in the paid quiz. And friends, we have also released the TCS NQT crash course, and that is just for 249 rupees. So friends, in this 4-5 days, if you go through these courses, then there is a huge chance that you are going to crack the TCS examination like last year, where we had given more than 5,000.
Okay. So what is the mathematical functions used to round off 6.23 to 7? This is very easy one. Even if you are not known about programming concept, you don't know about anything, you know very well. Floor means you are going to the basic value. If you do floor of 6.23, we will come to 6. Okay. And then if you do 6.23, this 7, then oh no, this will give wrong answer, because we are also asked that we have to reduce this to 7. So this completely not, and this is wrong with context to what output we require here. The correct output is this one, the very simple one. We write seal 6.23, the output would be the next integer 7. Here we have our last question for today. So this will take a bit time. I think this is the same questions. Okay, so here is a news for you that the same questions we told you in one of our previous video and it has repeated. We don't know that this must be coming, but we told you this question. I don't know in one which video. Otherwise, I would have told you can go directly for it. But in some of video, you can search for it that I uploaded TCS NQT programming or mock videos. In one of the video, I told this question and here it is. I think that was similar one, not the exact. Okay, so here it is saying that which combination of integer variables a, b, and c makes a variable m get the value 4. So we will try one by one. We have to go hit and trial only. We don't have any other option. So if you try option A, 6 greater than 3, 6 true means then we will come inside this. Before starting, I will tell you about how this ternary operator works. Ternary operator is this one. Okay, whenever you see something like this is ternary operator. So what it does, that some condition is written before this question mark. If this condition is true, then whatever is written after the question mark is implemented. If this condition is false, then whatever written after this colon is implemented. I would quickly just erase. Okay, and yeah, okay. So firstly, we are trying this one. 6 greater than 3, true. So we will jump here. Then a greater than c, 6 greater than 5. This is also true. Then we will come here. Then what is saying that then it is saying only a, that is 6. So this 6 will come into m will become 6, but we want m as 4. So this is wrong. Now a equals to 6, b equals to 5. 6 greater than 5, true. We will come here. Again it is saying 6 greater than 3. Yes, true. So it will come here. So 6 m will become 6, but we want 4. This is also wrong. Now we have 5 and 4. 5 greater than 4, true. We will come here. 5 greater than 5, false. Then we will come to C. Then C have value 5. So M will have 5, but we want it 4. This is also wrong. So with odd one out, we come to know that this must be right, but let's check once. So it's saying 3 greater than 4, A greater than B, 3 greater than 4, false. So we will come here for the first time. Now B greater than C, 4 greater than 2. Yes, it is right. Then what we should print? Print B. B is 4. What we want? 4. M is 4. So this one is correct. So this was the last question, students, and we have included all the questions which I think most of the students, most of the questions I have included, which came in the slot 2. If I have missed someone, please miss some of the question, please comment down so that I can add this in our next video. Also, I am going to make the next video on the coding questions which were asked in the slot 2. Please comment down that in which language do you want the codes, in Python, C, or Java, or C++. Okay, students. So here I'm ending this video. Please subscribe to the channel and please go back, watch those TCS NQT, those videos also, because as I told you that this question was exact similar or more yeah, it's many times similar to what I also told some of the similar question in that video too. So students, keep learning. Thank you.